Alright guys, it's Charlie Tango 1994 back with another YouTube video. In recent videos, I've been running through the different bits of kit I plan to be putting in my radio bag this summer when I'm planning to head out on various DX trips. We've already looked at a couple of bits, but a new item for this year is a fold-in solar panel. It's not really an essential piece of kit, and because of its size and weight, I thought it might be a useful bit of kit to include, especially for longer trips which might see me away from home for a few days, and would definitely be useful for more extended camping trips that I've also got planned with the family this year. The main reason I thought of including one was that since I rely on my phone for filming most of my YouTube videos, as well as for flying the drone you saw in my previous video, I also rely on it for sat-nav. And when going on a long day out, putting so much reliance on the battery in my phone might one day catch me out. So it makes sense to have some way of topping up my phone when I'm out for longer periods. I've also got a lot of bits and bobs that might also need a bit of a charge when I'm out, including my vapes, drone batteries, and since I try to carry a little power bank, any of these could be used to charge from the solar panel. As I've said, it's quite small, and in terms of specification, it's only a 5-watt panel. So it isn't designed to produce a massive amount of power. It's never going to deliver a full charge for any of my devices, but it might be useful just to provide a bit of a boost to my bits when I'm out. Hopefully, at least in the height of summer, when the weather is good and the sun is at its strongest. The reality though is that the weather in this country comes with no guarantees. So because it's small enough and light enough not to have much impact on my pack weight, I'm interested to see what it can do, and I'm keen to learn a bit more about solar power setups for a couple of other projects I've got lined up in the future. So let's take a closer look at it. As you can see, it folds down like this and will easily fit in the side pocket of a rucksack or holdall. It has these little grommet holes and also comes with these mini carabiners so it can be suspended easily when in use. On the reverse is a single USB socket, meaning you can connect any USB device, and when it does catch the sun, this little red LED comes on to show you it's getting a charge. All in all, that's about the extent of it. It's not an all bells and whistles setup, and as I say, I'm not expecting incredible things from it, but for less than 15 quid, it might be a useful thing to have in a clinch, and I'm just interested to see how useful it might be. Of course, it's going to be most useful to charge my phone a bit when I'm out, but I also want to see how good it might be at charging my battery packs, since it would be these that would be the most useful to keep topped up, particularly on longer camping trips. Plus, it's a bit of free energy, so why not? So I've been waiting for a decent bit of sunshine where I popped it up out in my garden, and having completely drained the battery from one of my power banks, I left it out in the sun for most of the afternoon. It's still early in the summer, well, more like early in the spring to be honest. It's only March, and so on the day that I did this there was a fair amount of cloud cover, but I would consider it a pretty fair test in typical British weather, and all in all it did pretty well in these conditions. From being completely flat with just one light flashing, after leaving this battery pack connected to it for about 6 hours, the battery pack was about half charged with 2 lights showing, so I'd be pretty happy with that, particularly around this time of year when the sun is by no way at its strongest. Then, on another day, I tested a spare old iPhone I've got in a drawer, and we'll see how that does on an equivalent kind of day. So hopefully, it might well have its uses, and I'll be popping it in my radio bag when I go out, just to see how it does, and it might even get me out of a tight spot one day if my phone conks out and I need one in a hurry. Until the next time, I'll see you in my next YouTube video.